So who's this system going to really serve? And who will be willing to pay for public water supply when the person can get private water supply at near zero monthly maintenance costs? In this video, we'll explore this issue deeply and try to understand how this water system fits into today's landscape. This is Discourse with Azubuike. Public water utility is being constructed in the greater Abuja area. The residents that live in the areas where this project is being constructed already have private boreholes in their houses, which they constructed as they were building their houses. The hope is that this project will benefit about 2.5 million residents in the 50 districts of the Federal Capital Territory. The project aims to increase the city's water supply capacity from 240,000 cubic meters per day to 720,000 cubic meters per day. Beginning from this 100 million cubic meters 45-meter height dam known as the Usuma Lower Dam, two 1,500 millimeter pipelines from the dam intake transport water to the treatment plants by gravity. Here at the two treatment plants, different processes of treatments are followed, culminating in final disinfection and neutralization. From that point, the water makes its way into the Federal Capital City via different pipelines within the already existing loop. The plan was to increase the capacity of water distributed as the population of the city grew, but it didn't go to plan because the city's satellite towns and districts expanded beyond the planners' expectations. With an estimated 800 rural communities and 15 satellite towns, residents who bought parcels of land and built their own houses and estate developments were left to provide water for themselves, using mainly boreholes supplied by underground water. Now, the Greater Abuja Water Project was initiated with the aim of extending water supply to the satellite towns using reservoirs located in different parts of the city. The strategy to meet demand is to increase installed capacity and also to reduce per capita consumption through demand management and effective metering. The idea is that they want to provide water that is safe enough to drink, but most of us don't actually drink from our boreholes. This project was conceived to address the issue of water scarcity within the rural areas. Estate developers keyed into the affordability of real estate in these areas and began to build massive estates all around. So what you would have called a rural community within the FCT 10 years ago, today has become a small settlement, a small rural settlement surrounded by massive estates. So technically they've become sprawling communities and towns in which most of the occupants have their own private boreholes in their houses. The rapid expansion of these communities made it difficult for government to keep track of even their road infrastructure. Most of these communities have deplorable roads. Even though they have developed, they've built all these big estates, we've built massive, beautiful houses in all these communities, they hardly have good access roads. Now, that is the problem for today. The problem of water supply sounds like a problem for yesterday. Another good rationale for developing pipe-borne water within the FCT is that experts have advised that having drilled over 110,000 boreholes within the FCT and extracting over 330,000 metric tons of water daily from underground, the equilibrium of the earth within this area could be upset, and this could lead to tremors and minor earthquakes. Nigeria started to record earth tremors since 1933. Areas like Gwarimpa, Buare and Pape are characterized as intermediate to low magnetic intensity areas because they lie on a fault line known as the Regional North Atlantic Romash Fault System. I'll leave a link to that study in the description, so if you're interested, you can read the full study. Some experts also warn that indiscriminate siting of quarries within the FCT can also worsen incidents of tremors within the FCT. Now, the case of indiscriminate siting of boreholes were caused in the first place by the lack of potable water. People decided to resort to self-help because they had no option. But now that they've managed to site their boreholes and they are getting water that is safe enough for them, even if it's not for drinking, the question then is, will they be willing to let go of their boreholes or to switch to public utility? I'm going to do a video relating the tremors within the FCT to quarry activities and drilling of boreholes. If you're interested in that video, hit the notification bell so once it's published, you'll be notified. If you're enjoying this video so far, please consider subscribing to the channel. The issue of availability of potable water addressed itself. If you look at the Federal Capital Territory, for example, people buy their drinking water. I'm sure if you go to houses, even in Maitama district, even in Asokoro, you realize that most of the houses have their own water dispensers. So people buy their drinking water. Today, borehole construction is integrated into cost of building construction because when you want to start a building, one of the major items that you need, one of the major materials that you need is water. If you don't have reliable water supply, of course you can't build a house. You'll have to be buying water. So what people do is, once they start building their houses, they make sure they construct a borehole in their compound. Now when you do that, you've automatically offset the bill or the initial setup cost for your borehole. These boreholes work for years and serve their owners reliably. If you look at improving public health from the angle of safe drinking water, its benefit might just be negligible. No matter how good that water becomes, people are already used to buying their drinking water. Are we going to get to a stage where people will prefer to pay for pipe-borne water and then drink that water and not buy water dispensers? You can see the answers when you go to areas like Maitama and Asokoro where we already have pipe-borne water. What happens is that people who live in these areas all have dispensers, or mostly have dispensers in their houses, and they buy the water that they drink. So if we want to talk about supply reliability, we want to believe that public water supply will be reliable, but if you compare that with owning your own borehole, is it going to be more reliable? If you go to the areas where this public water supply is already working, what people do is they buy tanks in their houses, and once water supply is there, what they try to do is to fill up their tanks, and then they pay for whatever bill that they accumulate in that regard. If you have a borehole in your house, you pump your water when you want. You can pump your water using the energy that you generate from your house. We could also argue that completing this project will reduce the cost of building construction in the future. This is based on the assumption that when public water utility is available, if people begin to build houses, they won't bother to construct boreholes. When people use water from their own boreholes in their houses, there's a chance that they might be wasteful with that water. So if you make them pay for water, they are likely to use only what they really need. The challenge here is that people already have their own boreholes in their houses. Or most people already have their own boreholes in their houses. So they are already used to how they manage their own water. Is it going to be an option for people to want to use the public water supply or not to want to use it? As much as this project is aimable, it's going to improve access to potable drinking water. A lot of house owners who have already constructed their own boreholes might find it difficult to make that switch. Most of our boreholes provide water that is safe enough for use, maybe not for drinking, but we don't drink water from boreholes anyway. Neither do we drink water from the public utility systems in places where they are available. Most Nigerians buy water that they drink. So what difference is it going to make? Is this difference going to be enough for you to want to switch from your private borehole to public water supply? When you factor in the amount of money you might be charged to pay for public water, will some of these incentives or some of these reasons that we've already presented in this video be enough to sway you to make the switch? Leave your opinions in the comment. This is Discourse, and my name is Azubuike. Thank you very much for watching this video.